We're a few days out from the opening of the series Under the Same Sky, the art exhibition that I have my four paintings in. It came out of the art series challenge that artist Anne Livingston proposed on her YouTube channel. So it opens on Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. It spans over 5 continents. There's 21 artists around the globe who all worked for the last 2 months creating pieces in whatever style or medium that they wanted. And the video that Anne is producing will premiere at, like I said, 10 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. The artists will be taking part in the live chat. You can ask us questions, and it's going to be a really fun experience. So I hope you can join. Welcome to my channel. My name's Kim. I am so glad you decided to join me today. I have some work to do on my paintings. I need to get them wired, I need to get them varnished, and I wanted to walk through the process of how I do that. Varnishing is probably my favorite part of the whole painting process. It takes all of the high spots, the shiny spots, and the more sunken in spots, and just evens out everything. And because I use a satin Gamvar varnish, it creates this beautiful glow that just really unifies the piece. My painting Twilight Meridian here. I tape the back of all my pieces so that I can keep the back somewhat clean, and I do that before I do my toning layer on the canvas. So I have some stuff here. I will walk you through the materials that I have, and let's get started. Okay, I like to work on a beach towel or old towel of some sort to protect the surface of the painting. I wire it before I do the varnishing. So I have my different little pliers to help me pull the wire. I have a drill with a small drill bit to do pilot holes. I have E-rings. Somewhere I have my my big transparent ruler, and let's get everything laid out, and we will get to work. Okay, I have my towel laid out. Make sure that you have your painting so that you're putting the D-rings or eye hooks, whatever you decide to use, on the right part, not on the bottom. Okay, I'm just pulling the tape off. It's recommended to wire a third of the way down the piece. So because this is 15 by 20, I'm going to do about 5.5. 5 1/3 is what 1/3 16 is, but glasses. Okay, other side. I'm going to line up the back edge of this with the edge of the frame here. I'm just going to make a little bit of a pilot hole just so the screw doesn't split. That is good. Lined up. Drilling that little bit of a pilot hole will make it a lot easier to get this started. the screw head has, or the screw point has something to. All right, now I'm just gonna string my wire across. I'm using 20-pound wire. It's kind of a nice medium weight. It's easier to work with than something heavier like a 30-pound. Like these, this is not very heavy, so you don't need something that's super heavy duty, but I do like the braided picture wire. So start once I don't cut it to length, I cut it after I get this side done. So I will, easier to work with a little bit extra, and then just cut it to length for wrapping. Just, I like to keep my wraps really tight. I think it looks a little bit nicer and neater. As I say that, I get off. Use my pliers. We pull and up again. I like to wrap for at least a good half to 3/4 of an inch just to keep it really secure. All right. Now I'm kind of at the ugly end here, so I will just trim that flush. These are not my usual wire cutters because I don't know what happened to mine. My actual wire cutters, those other ones did not work at all. Okay. And I'm just going to mash this in so that, and I can wrap that. If there are any sharp points, I can wrap that with some tape after. Okay, I'm going to get a longer piece because it's way easier to work with a long piece than a short piece. Okay. And same thing, just take it and wrap it on itself, keeping the wraps really close and neat. I turn this over so that the flat part is closest to the hanging wire here. A little pokey right there, so I think I might wrap that with some tape. All right. So it is now, I'll turn it the right way. Now ready to be varnished. Okay, so I have this under bed storage box. Now, why do I have this? We have a dog that sheds a lot. She's a husky golden retriever cross and sheds like you would not believe. So I'm just setting up my little painting triangles here that I like to use to elevate my work. And I will see if I can do this one-handed. Okay, I can now get my triangles under the corners. This is just so I can get all the way to the edge, like on the sides, without having it up against or right on a table. Okay, very important, make sure that it is absolutely clean, that there's no dust or lint or, in my case, dog hair. Because you definitely don't want that trapped in the varnish coat. And I don't know if you can see some of the sections here, the really dark shadowy areas are really shiny, and the areas surrounding the power lines are really dull. So I have brush and my varnish. So like I said, use Gamvar satin varnish, and I just have a regular chip brush that I have marked as my varnish brush so that I don't accidentally grab it when I'm painting. Actually, you know what? I'm going to turn this around so that it's right way up. Okay. Oh, see, there's a dog hair that everywhere. Her hair is just, it's so fine, and just these little crimpy, floaty hairs that get everywhere. I'm going to put a layer of varnish on, then I can put the cover on top and it will be able to dry and keep it hair free. So this is a thought that I just had the one day when I was talking to my husband and kind of complaining about how there's dog hair everywhere. And on the one painting that I redid, I picked out little brush things and probably more than a few dog hairs. So I'm just seeing to make sure that all of the painting is covered. It looks good. There's some texture to the paint, so I try and go in one direction. I think I'll just leave my brush in here so it doesn't get dusty. We'll the lid on. And there we go. I hope you found that useful. Like I said, I can't get into the top and bottom edges very well, so I'll let this dry. I'll just let it dry overnight. I don't want to rush the process or move it and mess up the varnish coat. So you need to give the varnish a good couple of hours to dry. You don't want to go in and touch it while it's still curing or drying. um, so there you go. That's how I varnish my paintings. I hope you enjoyed watching the process. I really enjoy watching when people do the varnish coat because it just brings the colors together in the painting. It just comes to life. So I thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I would love if you'd hit the subscribe button and leave a comment below. Do you varnish your paintings? Like I said, I like to do it because oil is a little different. It gets that sunken in look or the high points, so it just evens it out. But let me know if you do that. And what is your technique? Do you have a specific way to do it? Do you use the liquid stuff? Do you use the spray varnish? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, take care, and we will talk soon.